Davo. I am here in Sant'Angelo. It's a city that we actually own a rental property in, and I'm here because I saw on auction today on the website. I saw a property that I recognized, and I was first of all shocked I recognized it. Second of all, shocked that the price was 15,750 euros. So we're here today. I'm gonna walk and talk at the same time while. This is kind of in the center of town, but I'm going to walk and talk at the same time as we go and check it out. I was waiting there because I wanted to show you a little bit of the center. There's like a cathedral over there, right in the center. But we're that close. Up ahead there'll be a school. But the point of today's video is the I say top 5. There are many pitfalls, but we're going to talk about 5 pitfalls that you can experience while investing in the auctions here. And some of them I've been through myself. Some of them is just you need to know this before you actually participate. So we're in the middle of the day. Thanks to Streamlabs, I'm streaming live, but if they're watching, it'd be nice to use an external mic. If someone else knows how to do that, it'd be great to know. But anyway, the very first thing that I wanted to talk to you about is if you're on the auctions, you go to the website and you find the documentation that they give you, which is more or less an inspection report done by a professional at the moment that it goes on public auction. And so what happens is that right at the very top, there's a paragraph that lists what is for sale. And there will be an expression that talks about the property being 1,000 out of 1,000. Here, most of the property are identified with millesimi, and hi, whoever's watching out there, feel free to say hi. There'll be some time at the end if you have any questions. Anyway, there'll be this phrase 1,000/1,000, and what that really means is that they're selling the entire property. And so that entire property is great. That's what you want to buy. But sometimes you'll see it says 500 out of 1,000, which means only half of the property was actually lost on auction. And so the only thing you're going to be buying is half of the property. So you're going to have to organize yourself with whoever owns that second half of the property, which could be very, very complicated. So be careful for that first thing. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is in the same inspection report, it talks about thinking. This is the best part about live. Oh yeah, so conformity issues. A lot of the properties right now, I mean, here's a school behind me. Our investment property is just right over that direction. But you can see different real estate has been built a long time ago, and sometimes people choose to remodel it without asking permission. And so when you actually buy it on auction, there's a chance that it won't be in respect to what was listed on the floor plan at the current state. Basically, the current state in which it is right now, it will be different than what it should be. And so they will list it, and there's a chance that you'll have to completely remove what was changed, or there's a possibility, and it will be listed in the inspection report, there's a possibility that you can actually keep it, but you'll have to pay a fee. So these are extra costs that you'll be required to pay potentially if the inspector found out that they had changed some portion. Now I've stopped right here in front of the property, and I'll turn it for a second. I'll talk about it in a minute, but this is it right here. It's this big yellow place, but it's only 1/4 of it. This is like a fourplex. And so the next thing, number 3, we're gonna just push right through because there's lots of long explanation about this subject, but it's just best to know that there could be a problem. That way you learn to inform yourself. The third thing, it talks about HOA organization within, like this, for example, there are 4 buildings. There are 4 apartments, I mean. And most of the time there will be an administrator that controls the shared electricity, if there's shared water, if there's shared heating, which is a possibility. But some of the cleaning, for example, and there will be an administrator that organizes all that. It could be one of the people here. In the larger apartment complexes, it's usually an organization. Anyway, when you buy a property on auction, if there is an HOA organized, you're required to pay the current year and the previous year's fees if they're not paid. Obviously, the people lost their house, and it takes a long time to actually get the property sold, so the chances are most likely that it hasn't been paid. I mean, most people just choose not to, and it kind of makes sense. So you'll have 2 years worth of HOA fees to pay in addition to. So the way to avoid that is to buy an independent villa or something like that. Okay, so that brings me to the house right here, okay? I'm going to try to step out in the road a little bit so you can get a better shot, but I don't want to disturb the school. The kids are over here. So this building right here is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you notice right here and right here, there's some black smoke above here. Pitfall number 4 is related to doing a site visit. Now, that is not the apartment that is on auction. I'm not showing 15,000 euros for a burnt apartment. I'm showing that 15,750 euros for an apartment that is next to a burnt apartment. And so in the inspection report, I did read, in Italian, I did read that some of the maintenance of this building has been, for example, look at the roof up there. Some of the maintenance on this roof has been neglected because, frankly, it looks 3/4 empty. Not sure about that, but some of the roof was damaged, and it could be affecting other apartments in this building. So 15,000 euros is a good deal for the size. It was, I didn't say it yet, it was 800 square feet, and it's right here in the middle of the town next to the school, and it's actually in a nice little neighborhood. But if you're not careful and you're not aware of, if you don't come and see this, and if you don't read Italian, if you don't read the inspection report, there is a chance that you're going to buy this apartment and have to deal with the entire complex trying to fix the roof in order for you to live in your own house, okay? So the point is that there, I guess what I should start out by saying is there is a possibility that you buy auctions online. So if you end up going that path, make sure to do a physical inspection, because this is possible. It's possible that you'll see that on Google Maps, even if the Google Maps photo was Google Street View was done recently, but it's also possible it won't be there. So you need to make sure to educate yourself. And that's my plea today. Educate yourself on anything you do on these investments here in Italy. So number 5, this one is, I couldn't decide. There are many potential pitfalls, I guess, but the one I think when you're first buying the property is don't do it based on emotional, especially because like investing in Italy, you don't really, it might be something foreign to you, it might be something really exciting to you, but don't let the emotion of all of that make you pay more than you should, or make you buy something that you shouldn't. This is what I've been guilty of. Like the very first time I bought something and we bought it, I didn't do number 3 and I didn't do number 4 of my own advice. I didn't see it inside, and I was also a little bit emotional that I wanted to get started, and so I'll share that story in the future. It didn't go that well, and anyway, it's not like we paid too much, but the way it worked out just didn't go well because the condition was a lot worse than I expected based on what I saw from the external portion, okay? So I guess that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to recover. Make sure you're buying the entire property. Make sure that you know what you're paying. So contact the administrator of the homeowners association if there is one. Stay within your conformity rules. That might have been the 2 and 3 switched. Meaning that make sure that you know what fees you're going to be paying if you buy that property. And number 4, do the site inspection or send someone to do this site inspection for you. Number 5, don't let emotion make the decision for you. And bonus, here's a bonus tip. When you do the auction, make sure you have the right kind of check, because you can be refused at the auction. It'll be a long trip and a lot of expenses made just for this one auction, and if you bring the wrong type of check, which should be like circular, there's a specific type that you need to anyway. Make sure you bring the right check so you don't waste a lot of money. Okay, that's a bonus pitfall. That's all I have for you today. We didn't stay looking at that for very long. I usually like to schedule an appointment and go inside. So I'm just hovering around the neighborhood a little bit. If anyone's got any questions, I'll stick around for maybe a minute or two just to chat. But overall, it's fun. Make sure that you do educate yourself. And again, that's my big plea, is that whenever you make a decision of this magnitude, that you make sure to educate. Don't just trust anybody that says, yeah, this is easy, go for it. Make sure you educate yourself to a very extreme level, in my opinion, before you spend a lot of money especially in a foreign country. Okay, so all right, thanks everybody. I see a few of you on, but no one's saying anything, so I am out of here. Thanks a lot for your time. It was fun.